Hey, how's it going? So, I want to make a very quick video on the state of League of Legends and like why do people don't want to play it anymore? Like in my opinion, in my honest opinion, the game, like I'm talking about the game of League of Legends as you know it has died maybe three years ago, I'd say, right? Right now, like this is my honest opinion. Right now, I'm gonna share my opinion, and then I'm going to tell you, I'm gonna show you some facts, how I arrived at that conclusion. Right. So, in my opinion, League of Legends is turning into unskilled Aram type of clown fiesta, Mickey Mouse, fun game for kids, right? I've been saying it for a long time where, like, they're basically removing the skill out of the game, right? So, stuff like CSing doesn't matter, stuff like winning your lane doesn't matter, backing correctly doesn't matter. It's all about just ramming it mid or ramming it like I will in this video I'll show you some examples. So this is Rangers. He is arguably the best solo queue player of all time. Now some people would say, he's top 5 of all time. Some people say he's actually the best, right? So he was ranked 1 multiple times, multiple seasons. I'd say if he wants to, he can get rank 1 anytime. The problem is his motivation, and you will see like in this video, everything I say on my channel, he pretty much confirms in, it's about like 20-minute clip where I'm gonna give you the link, listen to it yourself. Now remember, like the reason why I'm making this is because some people say, oh, you're like silver, you're like iron, unranked, blah, blah, blah. You don't know what you're talking about. Remember, this is a rank 1 player who has been playing the game for a very long time. He played multiple champions, Darius, Jax, Tryndamere, he's top lane main, right? And he pretty much confirms everything I say, right? So, first thing, so I shared my opinion with you, so I think it's just an unskilled game, and a lot of league fundamentals just don't really matter. Right, so I'm gonna link this in the description below. So that's kind of my, well, I'm kind of trying to cover the, where's the highlighter? Yeah, there you go. Okay, so the first thing is he's a rank 1 player, right? And let's look at his, how often does he play? All right. Look. You see, like, he plays, like, every 3 days. Sometimes every 6 days, sometimes every 5 days, you see? Like, so you can see that motivation to play the game is just not really there, right? Here's another guy. Uli ZX, right? He's also like rank 2. He was two seasons ago. He was rank 2 player, and you see that he just doesn't play that much. I mean, 2 days ago, 46 minutes, right? He just like I see a lot of players like who are the players that are streamers. They are forced to play League of Legends, but they don't want to. They just don't want to play the game. Why? Because it's this unskilled fiesta of grinding. Like basically you have to understand that people who are skilled, who are masters of their craft, they don't like to lose, and they don't like to have no control. Like myself, I don't like to lose to an inferior player just because the system makes it so. Does that make sense? Like that's why I got tilted over that guy who, you know, trash talked me, who I wanted to one-on-one. He said he's better than me. I then trashed him one-on-one because he is an inferior player. He is an inferior player, and yet he gets to win the game against me. That tilts me, right? That tilts me. And you have to understand, players of high caliber, like Uli, like Rangers, Tarzan is another one. They will, stuff like that tilts the shit out of them, right? Where you have to carry your teammates who are feeders, right? Who don't want to, who are playing the game, taking a piss, right, out of the game. I'm talking about they're not playing serious. I mean, you can't be serious when you're playing 70 different champions on 5 different positions. I mean, League of Legends, you can argue that there are multiple positions, like because you can play support tank, support AP, tank, jungle, damage jungle. All of those things require different skill set, right? And yet people spam this shit and they somehow end up in the same lobby as Rangers, Uli, and like Tarzan, for example, right? That should not ever happen. It should never happen, right? That's why I strongly push for one-on-one, because if you're not competent with your champion, you're gonna get shit on. I'm talking about you won't even be able to farm. As you've seen, I demonstrated with this guy who talked shit to me. He picked Jax, right? I can tell you straight away, he is not competent on the champion. He had 4 CS at 5 minutes, and he died twice, and he lost his turret. Do you understand? In a skill matchup, right? That's what's going to happen to you. But imagine this guy gets to beat Rangers, for example, right? In a normal game. Because Rangers trashes him, like I did, like I trash him, but his entire team, the rest of the map just feeds their asses off. And since Rangers is a superior player, he most likely is gonna get the worst players, right? And then this Jax guy is gonna be like, oh, I'm better than Rangers. Oh, I'm better than freaking Faker, right? And how, like the question is, how did this happen? That's because the game is completely branded right now. Completely branded. It's just completely branded. Okay, so let's go through. Yeah, so I showed you. Another one is Fogged for the win. I mean, he gave up on the game, in my opinion, like 5 years ago, right? All he does right now is just smurf, right? That's it. That's all he plays, like fun builds. He makes YouTube channels, like YouTube videos. He doesn't really play serious because he gets to Challenger and that's it. He's like, makes a screenshot and that's it. I'm out. See you later, right? He does not want to play competitively because this brain-dead bullshit is like, when I'm saying brain-dead bullshit, I'm talking about where you cannot counterplay the matchmaking system, and on top of this, there is so much crowd control in the game. There is counter picks right now are way too strong. Like back in the seasons when I played Tryndamere, when I hit like high levels of high elos, right? I could outplay almost anything, right? If I played well, I felt like I could win lane against anything, and I had impact on the game. Right now, I feel like, oh my god, please don't pick Gragas. Oh my god, please don't pick Gragas. Please don't pick Jax. Please don't pick Nasus. Please don't pick Nasus, right? Because I can't do anything against this shit, right? Nasus, okay, I can kill him like 5 times, whatever. But I mean, if my teammates are feeding, Nasus will just roll you later, right? So I mean, it's just like this. That's what I'm saying. Play one-on-one because there is skill in League of Legends. 5-on-5 is just a rotation mechanism. Rotation mechanism. Like, look at this situation. Remember, I made a video where I said, here is a tank, you kill him, or you out-CS him, right? You play lane correctly, the tank starts stacking armor, your team is not pulling in their weight, and you're slowly bleeding. You're slowly bleeding out. So look at this example, right? He's Tryndamere. He's playing against this guy, right? This is a tank main. I'll show you his account. That's another discussion we're gonna have, right? And he can't do anything because this is Tahm Kench. Tahm Kench is unkillable. As Tryndamere, you cannot kill Tahm Kench, right? And look at his items. He's just buying armor, right? That's it. That's all he's buying, just armor, right? And look, his team is just already lost 2 dragons. He is 0-0-0. He has higher CS. The reason why he lost the turret was because this guy kept camping, coming up top all the time, right? Even I think he was even ganked by this guy. He still maintained his posture. He's still 0-0, right? He out CS the tank, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? He's just simply going to lose the game. And I'm telling you, if we go back in the time machine and play this game 100 times, he will 100 times lose this game. And that's tilting. There's no counterplay. Right? Okay, now, let's look at who is more skilled as a player, Rangers or this Tahm Kench guy. Right, so that's Tahm Kench account. No, that's Trynda's account, right? And this is Tahm Kench account. Now, Tryndamere account has been created since start. It's since fresh, right? Look at number of games, right? He played. Before that, he had way less. Now he hit Master, so he's grinding a little bit more. But at the time of this game, he had less than 100 games. At the time of this game here, right? Whereas this guy, look at number of games. And he started account at Masters. Like he's tripling the game of this account. Tripling, right? So by skill, there is no way this guy is better than him. But how do League of Legends players play nowadays? They pick OP bullshit, like Mundo, Malphite Zac, Tahm Kench, I don't know, some Volibear or whatever. Singed is another one, right? Annie is another one, right? And they simply spam the games, and that's it. And you're gonna end up, you think to yourself, how is this guy so bad? He spams the games, and that's it. He picks OP bullshit, he plays 1,000, 2,000 games per season. He's gonna be Masters, right? Even though he is not very good, right? And we saw that, right? And the tilting thing is that you have to lose the game to a guy who is just like, whatever. Not very good. Okay, so I talked about that. Armor stacking, I talked about that. Yeah, like armor is just way too... Like, you have to understand, I play Tryndamere and I play tank most of the time, one-on-one. Armor is so cheap, it's so effective, it's... When an AD champion prefers to go tank, you know there's something wrong with the game, right? Okay. So this I'm going to leave, well, you're gonna have it in the description below, but here we're gonna jump through this a lot through this video. So 4:12, I think, right? Yeah. So from 4:12 to 4:30, so 18 minutes, he pretty much summarizes my channel, honestly. If you just want to watch from 4:12, he just summarizes. But listen to his state of mind. Just listen to his state of mind, right?
I'm telling you guys, I have been playing high-elo solo queue since season 6.
So you see, he's talking about overall state of the game, right? And his experience in current League of Legends, right? Just listen.
And I've had so many accounts, you wouldn't believe. I've had so many accounts in high-elo. And this has to be one of the worst accounts I've ever had. My win rate is 63%, which is not even... That's a good win rate. It's not even a bad win rate. But the games that I've had to play, this 63% win rate genuinely feels like fucking 30. It really does. it feels so crazy shit, man. How are people so shit? What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm in like disbelief after the last games. The last two games, man. The endings of the last two games are. Then before it's out, right? No, I don't think so. I don't think it's out yet. It's out like.
So you see, like how did we get to a situation where, as the game progresses, players on the top keep getting shittier and shittier and shittier, right? And I've been saying this for like 3 years now, right? Because they're removing the skill from the game because they are allowing shit like this to happen. Because like nowadays, like last season, what was last season? You pick Malphite, or 2 seasons ago, right? You pick Malphite, teleport was the main thing, and objective was the main thing. You teleport, you press R, you kill their bot lane, you go take the dragon. Rinse and repeat, you win the game, right? So your sole purpose is not to farm well, not to back well, not to win the lane, not to stomp the map. Your sole purpose is to teleport, press R, go take the dragon with the team. That's it. That's the whole gameplay. I mean, how much skill expression is there in teleporting and pressing the R? CSing doesn't matter, right? And that's, you see, that's what he is kind of implying as well. I'm telling you, just like forget about the game. It's complete. It's like like you have to remember the League of Legends that you kind of like enjoyed back in the days does not exist today, right? This game is gone, right? It's replaced by a RAM, basically. Okay, so 4-15, he pretty much confirms. That's what I'm saying. What I was saying is that you just have to grind games, and that's it. 4-15. There you go. So listen to what he's saying.
More, that's the thing. But I don't want. What am I supposed to do? Just play more. That's the thing. But I don't want to. The thing, it's such a grind, man. It's just a grind. That's all this shit is. Just need to play and play and play.
Do you see? Like he doesn't say, "Oh, you need to go practice. Oh, you need to watch your replays. Oh, you need to do this, like improve your skill." He says, "Dude, spam the games. It's going to work." Now he says that in here, and he says that at the end as well. Now I encourage you to watch the entire video because it's like 18 minutes, and you will see that everything I say is literally what he says as well. So in here, I think. Let me see if I can jump. Yeah, okay. He's currently researching his teammates, and he's just shocked by like how can they get high elo. That's kind of the context in here.
Nope, just keep grinding the games. You will make it the challenger, just like this guy. Just keep on grinding. It'll work, guys. All you need to do is just grind.
Okay. Okay. Now, the next one is he is going to confirm what I said, that, remember I said that they're removing the skill from the game, it's becoming a RAM, and there are champions in this game that can just literally, like I was saying, that tank doesn't really need any gold at all. He just needs levels and maybe one item, right? So that allows you to leave your lane and go teleport and just don't even lane. Just go into the mid, go into bot lane, and just press R, right? And he literally confirms this. So it's 4-16, 14. In here, look. So he played the game. There is a player. His name is, I can even probably find him. Ignore top. No, that can't be right. But we're gonna see him in here, right? Think about players like Baus, or I think his name or something like the Baus, who plays Sion. I mean, he ints every single game. But because of the comeback gold, because of the turret plates, because of all this bullshit, right? And his champ is just so busted with scaling, he can get away with it. I mean, what other seasons we had Inters climbing to master with enough games? Do you know what I mean? Again, like think about the strategy. What is he playing? He's playing tank. He's playing OP shit, right? And he's literally trying to get to mid game where he can press R, right? That's kind of his strategy. Well, Bao's strategy is let's think about his strategy, right? Tank is definitely you have to play tank, OP tank, right? He's buying tank items so he can afford to int, right? Because tank items are so OP, even if the AD champion has more gold than you, right? It still doesn't matter because completely tank items like Frozen Heart, for example, are just way, way, way too strong. You need like for every one tank item, you need like 2 AD items just to go toe to toe with them, right? And they outscale you. Like eventually, even with Kraken Slayer, you will just stop doing damage to him eventually. But look, in here we're talking about Anivia, who plays top lane, who doesn't even lane. And he is a Grandmaster tier. Look.
It's like almost entirely mid lane. How are you averaging 5.3 CS, negative KD, and you have a 60% win rate? Dude, I swear to God, in League there's like so many completely brain dead, unskilled, fucking omega stupid champions. I have to sweat for my fucking life to win every game on this fucking champ. Like, I have to farm so well. I have to get ahead early game. I have to fucking play fights well to be useful. And someone just locks in fucking Annie or Nautilus or fucking Udyr, Gragas, and it's I feel like they can just go like 0-3 in early game and none of that even matters. It has like 0 impact even. Dude, go 0-3 on Chunda. Do anything in the game after that point. Impossible challenge. And that doesn't make Chunda bad even. I don't think Chunda's even a bad champion. I'm not saying that. I think Chunda's good. It's just that the best champs in this game are champs like fucking this. And this. Like, the champs like Udyr and Annie. And somehow my teammates even failed to play them. It's like such 0 fucking effort, brain dead bullshit champs.
So do you see what I'm saying? Is that like, I'd say Singed is another one. Once you understand fundamentals of Singed, he's also a little bit like, I mean, I honestly lost games to like 0-7 Singed. I just killed him over and over and over. He eventually gets to level 13. He buys like 2 items. One of them is Reandlers or whatever, the one that slows you. And man, he presses Alt, he's just gonna run you down. I mean, he does so much damage. His base damage is so high, and his R is just so powerful. It's like that, like, dude, you can go literally 0-7 and you're still extremely effective. Compare that to like shit like bruisers like Tryndamere. You have to farm well. Everything he said is like completely on point. You gotta farm well, you gotta get ahead, right? That's because the items, the AD items, are giga expensive and they fall off, right? Like, I'll give you an example. I'll give you like the core problem. I thought about it for quite some time. And I'll show you like fundamentally where the issue is. Okay? So look, Ruby Crystal, right? Ruby Crystal costs 400 gold, right? So we're gonna have gold here. And it gives you what? 180 HP? I think 150 HP, something like this, right? Let me see. Ruby Crystal. League. It's 180 or something like this. Yeah, 150 HP, 400 gold. Okay, so let's do the maths. So, how much would 350 gold give you? So this would be this divided by this multiplied by this. I think that's, yeah. Okay, so if you were to buy Ruby Crystal for 350, it will give you 131 HP. Okay, now compare that to a long sword. Long sword, right? Long sword. Long sword for 350G, you get 10 AD. So this is gold, this is AD. So how many auto attacks will it take to kill this Ruby Crystal? So this will be, that's a very easy calculation. This is, you have to hit the tank 14 times. 14 times, right? I'm talking about, just think about mathematically, one is a tank, one is just item, Ruby Crystal. To destroy Ruby Crystal with a longsword, it's 14 auto attacks. Okay? 2, if he goes, right, it's obnoxious shit, because you have to think about it, right? You can auto attack once per second. Let's say one per second, early game. This is 14 seconds. Okay? How many times can Gragas use his abilities within 14 seconds? Right? Well, he can probably do his rotations twice. Let's say Gragas. Lol. So what's his cooldowns? Okay, 6-second cooldown, so he will do it twice. So you get hit by this twice. 5-second cooldown, again, twice by this. In fact, probably 3 times. 3 times by this, 1 time by body slam. And ult doesn't fall into this, okay? So you're gonna hit twice by the barrel roll, 3 times by Drunken Rage, and 1 time by body slam. And as an auto attacker, in exchange for that, you have to auto him 14 times. Now you have to factor in, of course, things like crit, right? You have to factor in a Strindamir like E damage, right? But you have to remember, this guy he is damaging you as well, right? And he has damage reduction, right? So fundamentally, you see the problem. The problem is very simple. Your 14 auto attacks do less damage than his skill rotation. So he is buying Crystal, it takes you 14 seconds to kill him, and he can burst you for half of his damage instantly. Because you have to remember, like, he can smash his hand into the keyboard and he can instantly trigger all of this, right? And by the time you even match his damage, it will be 6 seconds later. I mean, League of Legends teamfights. I mean, how many teamfights last 14 seconds in League of Legends? League of Legends is like what? Like 3, maybe 6 seconds teamfights. And then it's like it's decided. So that's what I'm saying, is like tank items are just way too efficient. Way too efficient. And you have to add also passives, shit like Frozen Heart, right? That gives 20% less attack speed. So this is gonna take even longer, right? And then you have to also factor in that you do less damage, so your AD becomes like, because it has like this passive damage reduction. So your 10 AD becomes like 8.5. Do you know what I mean? It also gives them cooldown reduction, so they can spam more of this stuff. So as opposed to being rolled 2 times, you're gonna be rolled like 3 times. That's why I'm playing Tank Tryndamere. Because people play against me, like yesterday I played a couple of times one-on-one, and they keep asking me, like, why do you play Trynd Tank? Because it's efficient. It's efficient. I buy tank items in Trynda versus Trynda, right? Because it's efficient. This is better than this. Much better. And this, the problem with this is, what do you have to do to get this? You have to wait and buy it, right? Whereas to actually utilize AD items, you have to space your autos correctly, engage correctly, farm well, because you have to remember that this shit is expensive. Like AD items are just way, way more expensive. Compare like Frozen Heart, 260 gold, to like Kraken Slayer, which is 340. Right? I mean, it's just way too expensive. And like, it's just, that's what I'm saying, that's what everybody's complaining about this, is because it's unskilled bullshit. It's just unskilled. Right? Like, how much skill does it require you to go buy Ruby Crystal, right, and then just smash your hand into keyboard and you just win against every... You're gonna win against Jax doing this, against Tryndamere, against Riven, against Fiora, against Camille, any type of kind of bruiser champion that is kind of requires skill to play, right? Like, how much skill does it? It requires no skill at all. And this is the meta right now. And it's kind of... It's not fun. Because like I was saying that in like a long time ago in my videos, where we're gonna get to the point where Faker's Granny will be able to beat him. Because the counter picking is gonna become so strong that Faker, doesn't matter how well he plays, the counter pick to whatever he picked is gonna be so strong that you can literally put a Granny who doesn't even know how to play, how to use keyboard, and just say, hey Granny, just press two of those, point click on Faker and press 2 of this ability for the whole game, and that's it. You're gonna win the game. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, think about Gragas matchup versus Bruiser. Bruiser engages, what does it do? Press body slam. That's it. That's it. Disengage. And then what do you do? Wait for ganks. When gang comes, press this button, press body slam, that's it. The bruiser dies. That's it, that's all you do. Whereas, as a bruiser, somebody like Tryndamere, like Riven, you gotta be ahead in CS, kill the guy, get the turret, and play team fights specifically, because if you engage incorrectly as a bruiser, you're just gonna get melted, basically, right? Whereas this guy, you engaged incorrectly, press this button, you have damage reduction, which is like 25% damage reduction. I mean, people say, Tryndamere is so powered on Aram, he has 12% damage reduction. Dude, this guy has 25% damage reduction, if you factor in AP, right? On 3.5 second cooldown. I mean, come on. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, people. It's like stupid. And there are multiple champions like that. I mean, they're buffing Malphite now, and Malphite is gonna be the next... He's gonna be the same shit, right? How, like, it's unplayable. That's what I'm saying. It's just 5-on-5. It's just literally unplayable. Okay, so I covered this with you. What else am I doing next? Like, I hope you understand my mathematics in here, right? Because, I mean, this is bullshit. The fact that you have to attack 14 times Ruby Crystal is BS, right? It's BS. Because in those 14 seconds, he will rotate his entire kit 2 times at least, right? Now, back in the days, he would run out of mana, but now they removed mana problems. So, I mean, that's no longer a problem, right? Now, the reason why they're doing this is because you want kids to be able to win games. Because, right, one-on-one, the problem with one-on-one is, like, kids cannot win games. Because to play one-on-one correctly, you have to master the champion. You have to understand the matchups. All of this is boring. Kids want to aram it in the middle, press their abilities like URF, like URF or whatever it's called, URF, right? Where you have unlimited ability haste, smash your hand into keyboard and blow up something. That's what they want to do. They don't want to lane. They don't want to manage the wave. They don't want to unfreeze the wave. They don't want to take the turret. They don't want to proxy farm when it's required, right? All of that shit is too boring. Like, kids just wanna ram it, right? And that's what the game is converting into. That's what I'm saying. And you see evidence of other streamers are just confirming this, right? Okay. Yeah. So the next one, you will actually see one player that doesn't even lane. Where is this guy? Yeah, this guy here. He doesn't even lane.
This guy plays a Nivea top lane, and he like farms level 3, and then he just leaves. Look, this is a top lane and Nivea game. Top lane and Nivea game, 3.7 CS MVP. And like, please tell me that this is like somehow skilled or balanced or something. The fact that you can do this.
Like, do you see he's like mentally, he's just frustrated, right? I would like, and we are frustrated over the same thing. The fact that there's no, like, they're just removing the skill from the game. I mean, okay. So we covered this with you. Yeah. Another like example of Riot just pushing tanks, unskilled bullshit into the meta. I will show you another example of this, right? 429. Yeah.
Increase, fucking armor scaling increase. And then not this on top of that. This champ is so fucking brain dead again. Like,
so he's talking about Malphite, the fact that Malphite is getting so many buffs, right?
Because Malphite, I mean, imagine if Malphite becomes a meta champ.
One sec. Let me just go back a bit. Yeah. Look at Malphite history. I mean, the champ, they're just pushing, like Malphite, just think about Malphite. How much skill expression is in Malphite? Dude, like, you have point and click Q, you have W, which is a activatable ability, you have E, which is like, there's no skill shot in it at all, and his R is impossible to miss. In fact, when he presses R, he becomes untargetable, right? And so you cannot even stop it. And it's so fast, it's hard to flash. You can kind of predict when he's gonna do it, right? But it's still hard to flash, right? And Riot is pushing this nonsense into the meta, right? And that's what he's talking about here.
Scaling increase. And then not this on top of that. This champ is so fucking brain dead again. Like, Malphite, imagine if Malphite becomes a meta champion. Just imagine that. Malphite, a meta champion. Like, Malphite. The champ already is such a fucking... The champ is designed to counter, like, auto attackers, and it already does that. Why the fuck are they giga buffing him more? Do they want him to be able to be played in, like, any game, or what? Ahri buffs, understandable. Champ is super squishy. I think she dies really easily. I can understand the Ahri buffs.
Yeah. So he's just talking about basically Malphite. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so final one is his just overall mindset on league.
But I don't see how this is like gonna make the game magically better. If anything, this makes me not wanna play. This is a bad patch in my opinion. The nerfs are good, but I don't like the buffs and also the kill experience nerf. Like, you kill a tank now, you kill a tank in early game, let's say, you kill a fucking Malphite early game, you're just gonna get less from that. You're simply going to get less from that. I understand the D-Shield nerf though. I think D-Shield should get nerfed. I agree with the D-Shield nerf, but that sucks for me as well. But I do think D-Shield should get nerfed because champs are just resorting to D-Shield every game. Whenever it's even a fucking auto-attacker melee versus melee matchup, people are still going D-Shield instead of D-Blade. Because, like, why the fuck would you ever go D-Blade when you can just go D-Shield?
Whoops, I think we missed it, honestly. 1 sec.
And D-Shield necessary evil? Bro, this will give you 24 less HP at... Mirror. Look, she's higher win rate than Trinidad. It's like gonna make the game magically better. But I do think D-Shield should get nerfed because, like, why the fuck would you ever go D-Blade when you can just go D-Shield? It's 24 HP or anything. That's... D-Shield is a necessary evil, but this doesn't destroy the item or anything. Okay. There's a very cute girl at the moment, but she's questioning. So I took this route. Well, you didn't see my last games, but...
Fuck! 430.
Holy fuck!
I swear to God, I've never seen Rangers lose.
Wow, what a fuck, RNGR Pog.
To 40 months. I wasn't looking to how page when he said that. He said that right after I lost against him. It was, where's the game?
1 second, I'll find
Here.
it. Yeah, we already listened to it, I just missed it basically. So he says like this patch doesn't want me to play the game anymore.
I don't see how this is like gonna make the game magically better. If anything, this makes me not wanna play. This is a bad patch in my opinion. The nerfs are good, but I don't like the buffs and also the kill experience nerf. Like, you kill a tank now, you kill a tank in early game, let's say, you kill a fucking Malphite early game, you're just gonna get less from that. You're simply going to get less from that. The buff... See how this is like gonna make the game magically better. If anything, this makes me not wanna play. This is a bad patch in my opinion. The nerfs are good, but I don't like the buffs and also the kill experience nerf. Like, you kill a tank now.
You see, he says like it makes me not want to play the game. That's what he basically says. And I have to say, yeah, like the kill experience is... Overall, I'm telling you, like 5-on-5 is just it's just like it's a waste of time. It's like it's a RAM basically. It's at this stage it's just a RAM, so it's pointless to play it, you know. So basically from 412, so from 412, I'll put it in the so from 412 to 430 is where he rants and he basically confirms everything I say. not like completely word for word, but like you have to understand his mentality and kind of what he's leaning on. He's just saying that, you know, League is just not really skilled game anymore. So it's... Yeah, so in my opinion, like to summarize this, is just I'm telling you, like the game has died 3 years ago probably, and now it's just Aram. You're basically just, everything is being pushed into unskilled Aram. Counter picks are becoming too strong. The reason for that is very simple, because if, like back in the days, you could play Tryndamere into anything, that means you are not buying other champions. You're not buying other skins. Does that make sense? All of this is designed to make money. Because if you have to main and you have to play a lot of different champions, that means you're gonna buy more skins. Does that make sense? If you can just pull off one champion for everything, you cannot buy skins, right? All of this is just designed to basically... They want players to main 150 champions and own a skin per champion, because it's financially good. That's why you see like people who play like, I don't know, they have 150 champions per season and they still have almost the same win rate as you. That's because the system ensures that their money spent is being rewarded, right? Otherwise, like one-trick ponies would just stomp everything. Without engagement optimized matchmaking system, guys like me, guys like Rangers, you know, Faker, they would just main like 2 to 3 champions and they would just stomp through the solo queue. Other people would see, be like, hey, I want to have high rank as well. And they would also mimic what we do, right? But realistically, Riot doesn't want that because it doesn't make any money, right? So what are they going to do? They're going to nerf every single champion that has capability of solo carrying the game, and they're going to push you into this brain dead press the button bullshit, because that's what kids want to do. They don't want to farm, they don't want to lane, they just want to press buttons and kill shit, you know? And that's what the game is becoming, right? And that's what I'm saying, is that it's complete waste of your time. And the longer it goes, the next season is gonna be even worse. I'm promising you, it's gonna get even worse. Because the kids are spending money. You have to remember, they are catering for the kids. They are not catering for high-skilled players who are watching their replays, who are practicing their CSing, practicing their combos in the training simulator, right? They are catering for kids who are spending money. And it's gonna get even worse, right? I'm telling you, like, it's gonna get even worse. Like, we're gonna get to the point where Faker is going to lose to his granny because the counter picking is gonna get too strong. Okay? And that's it. Okay? I hope you heard me there. So you either go 1-on-1 or you play something else, because 5-on-5 is just it's a clown fiesta, complete clown fiesta, right? So I'm telling you, stop playing this game. 1-on-1 or anything else, right? Anything with a skill. All right, take care, bye bye.